Hello apes, hello gotchi gang, hello newbies, hello phantom users, hello anybody that wants a bit of information on how to not get scammed. My name is Seb and I'm just going to be going through this with a quick summary initially, followed up with a bit more information so you can basically learn how you can see what a scammer is doing and what not to do. I would say, and I'm certainly no hype man whatsoever, this is probably going to be one of the most important videos you watch. If you can learn what I'm about to say and protect yourself and help protect others, this will really improve the ecosystem of crypto in general, the Solana ecosystem, Avagotchi ecosystem, etc. Now, I've got a couple of passions. I love degen apes. I think they're the coolest profile picture NFTs. I love the Avagotchis. I think they're the coolest actual utility NFTs. And my favorite wallet is the Phantom wallet. I help out as a moderator in both the degen ape and also the Phantom Discord. So you're always welcome to ask questions. However, your crypto is your responsibility. So it's very, very important that you keep that nice and safe. Okay, so basically, this is who I am. This is what I look like. I look like a skinnier version of Ed Sheeran. Whether you like that or not, too bad. This is what my profile picture looks like. But I'm a real person. I'm a fully doxed person. And I live in Australia. Okay, so Twitter is probably one of the easy places where someone's going to try and lure you in with a few scams. And you could try this yourself if you want to kind of know what happens. But it's as simple as basically putting in some sort of question like this guy here. How do you guys back up your MetaMask recovery passphrase? Within quite often seconds. I've done it in such a way where I've just said basically, I think Phantom is going to overtake MetaMask in the future. And within minutes, if within seconds, to be honest, someone's gone and replied, please fill out this form for help with your MetaMask issue. And this is the sort of stuff that you get all the time with links to how to fill out a form. And this is not MetaMask support. These are people asking for your seed phrase, which we'll go over shortly. Discord is unfortunately a place where you're going to see a lot of scammers all of the time. And we'll go over kind of really how to see who they are. But it's important to note that these people kind of come off as moderators or they'll come off as chat support. Like this person here, Sedat. They will do multiple things. They will change their name. They will change their profile picture. They'll have chat support written there. And they will basically target you multiple ways. Like here you can see Sedat. He has a serum icon, and then you right click on the profile. This is a screenshot, of course, and he's changed to the Phantom particular user. I was pretty sure that this guy was a scammer because we set up a new bot basically to warn people because a couple of times a day, people are getting scammed. They're going to websites, they're putting in their seed phrase, and they're just losing all their funds. And this guy immediately, as his first post in the server, basically says, how can I disable this bot? It's too much, it's tiring, it's scary. I knew for a fact instantly the guy was a scammer, but you can't just ban people until you can work out who they are. Now, you'll see this all the time, and pretty much every channel you're in, there'll be some sort of report scams. If you go to degen apes, scroll on down, you'll see report bad apes. All you need to do is just go ahead, take a screenshot, go to the bottom of the server and just post it in. Now here, there's a little bit more information which doesn't relate to that, but nevertheless, there will always be scammers about and we need to work out how to find out who they are. With an unfortunate recent release with Rox, they're an NFT protocol or NFT drop. They basically had somewhere in their general chat, someone created a fake link. So this was the official URL to go and get one. And they created this link, which is now no longer existing, Rox.auction. And what this basically meant is that people that went and pretended or tried to mint an NFT, they lost all of their funds. They didn't just lose one soul. There was something in the contract which allowed them to drain the entirety of their funds. And within, 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so, the balance of this was up to over $180,000. And because the blockchain is permissionless, so if you send coins, tokens, NFTs one way, there's no way to get it back unless the other person sends it back to you. There is no way whatsoever. So understand that it is entirely your responsibility. It's not like a bank. If you do something wrong, there's no way to reverse that. Also understand that, unfortunately, even people that seem legitimate are scammers as well. Like this is a unfortunate guy, or this guy is a scammer, and his Discord is 18. He was there initially when the DGen Apes launched, and a moderator basically did a deal with him, and the guy scammed him. And this is what I wrote to him: "Hi, you have scammed someone. I have evidence from screenshot. Send the user ape or return the soul." Nothing violent, nothing else. And I was just blocked. And then I have all the screenshots as evidence, but I've gone through them all. I've checked all the Explorer. I know what I'm looking for. And this guy scammed him. And not only was this guy wasn't some anonymous person, some just, small time scammer. This guy blocked the user as well. He blocked me as well, which I can show you. But basically, this guy has a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel where he's giving you 10 rules about protecting your MetaMask, and that the bold badges was a scam launch. He even has a Patreon. So he expects people to pay him, and yet he goes and scams people. And yeah, that's unfortunately what the guy does. I never even reached out to him on Twitter, but this is what happened instantly as soon as he saw that I was trying to expose him. So just be aware that it doesn't matter who the person is. If someone's trying to help you, or, trying to do a deal, or in some way, as an example, hey, let's, swap some Solana for your NFT or something like that, use the official channels, and don't just, it's very risky going to someone direct. Sometimes you're going to be fine, but quite often you're going to be scammed, and there's nothing you can do. You could go to this guy's profile and give him some thumbs down or whatever. But in the end, what's going to happen? Nothing at all is going to happen. You'll just be wasting your time. And unfortunately, he'll get away with it. So this is a new Brave profile here. And as you can see, this is the legitimate guy. This is the guy that blocked me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and work out, some of the websites that these people will lure you in to, and we'll basically see if we can get lured in potentially for a small amount, and then we will work out how we can protect ourselves. Now, the summary is your seed phrase is 12 or 24 words that are created when you first start your wallet. You keep those super safe at all times. Under no circumstances do you ever give them to someone else. Where you record them is entirely up to you. People do it in different ways. They might use like a password protector, which is not, like one password, which is not necessarily a recommended way. Sometimes people will write them on a piece of paper and hide them in their house, or put them in a safe, or write them on metal and bury it in the garden. Like, there's various ways on what you can do. Go and look into all of the different options, because it's too much for this video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit about a private key and what a seed phrase is. So I'm at Phantom.app. I'm going to go and add to Chrome. The first thing to do when you're adding any extension is you want to see, does it have a lot of users? This has 100,000 plus users, 69 5-star reviews. MetaMask, which is the Ethereum version of a wallet, has millions of users. You want to go and add it to Brave. This is normal. This basically just says that there is some data that is collected just locally, such as, it's all written down here, but basically, information like your IP address, the same permissions as MetaMask, basically. Now, at this point, you could import your phrase by coming down here and clicking on Use Secret Recovery Phrase, or you could create a new wallet. So we're going to create a new wallet. This seed phrase I'm exposing because it's a tutorial. However, yours, you will never ever do this, and there'll be no funds in here very, very shortly. Also, you can see here, it says Chrome-extension. So this seed phrase, once we set it up, it's stored locally on the computer in an encrypted file, which is part of the Chrome extension. So the computer's connected to the internet, but we're not putting this into any website. The Phantom team never has access to this seed phrase. It's stored locally. So we'd copy it, we'd save it somewhere safe. I'm just going to put it here just because it's a tutorial. Okay, I saved it somewhere. You put in a good secure password. Maybe you want to use a password manager like 1Password to generate something that takes trillions of years to kind of crack. And this password will only give you protection if someone has access to your computer. If you have that seed phrase and you go to a brand new computer, they don't need the password. It's just to locally protect the wallet. There we are. We will finish and add Phantom. Okay, so here's our wallet. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to deposit a little bit of Solana for the purpose of this tutorial. Now, once again, as there's probably a lot of newbies coming onto Solana, and there will be a lot more, make sure when you are doing your deposits that ideally you're going to be sending something very, very small first until you know what you're doing. Maybe you'll send like $2 worth. And then once you know the address is correct and you know that you're copying it, you're checking the first 3 characters, the last 3 characters, and you're double checking, then you'd send more. I'm a little bit more experienced, so I've just sent it in one transaction, but generally you're going to do more. Okay, so here we have 5 Solana, which is great. Now, if I come into my settings here and I go down to show secret recovery phrase, put in my password, it shows this recovery phrase, which we all know. Now, what scammers basically try to do is they're going to send you to a website like this, and this will kind of be shown in some sort of message like this, and they'll pretend to be a moderator, they'll pretend to be support crew, all sorts, and they're just there targeting, and they do this to hundreds of people a day. And if we come to this website and we click on connect, doesn't work. Validate wallet now. Next. Please select your wallet. Let's see if it is here. Let's find. Basically, they have all of the wallets, and you can see the MetaMask wallet. That's a one-word wallet. I don't know what they're doing here. Ledger is a hardware wallet, etc. Anyway, if we go down to other wallets and go next, it's going to say, please enter your recovery phrase. Now, if I did this now, the money will be gone. So we'll do this a little bit later. We'll see how long it takes for them to steal it when there's only like $5 in there. The other thing, other websites they'll send you is, securedappsbrowser.com. I don't know how long it takes before, Google or whatever internet provider starts to realize that it's a deceptive site, but it could be weeks, it could be days. And then they'll just create more. We could go details and we could go visit this unsafe site. Well, they've taken it down now, but they'll rotate through many, many websites all the time. Really, you do not put your seed phrase into any website whatsoever. Here we have another one, Wallet Dapps browser. Visit this unsafe. I've taken that down as well. But this is basically what these kind of guys look like. They're going to have the Phantom logo or the MetaMask logo, or they'll have the same icon as, say, Mono or Veritas in the Degen Apes server, maybe Coda Dan and Avagotchi, and they're just there to scam you. Another really tricky thing is websites such as Sollet.io. Now, this was kind of the first user interface friendly, somewhat browser wallet for Solana. And it was created and it's done its job well. And now there are good alternatives. And you can see that if you go to Sollet.io, it tells you go with Phantom or go with Solflare. I'm obviously going with Phantom. However, in this particular case, your private key is kind of saved in the browser. Still, the team, they don't have access to it because they're not illegitimate people. But this is Sollet.io. And it says here, beware of sites attempting to impersonate Sollet. If we come to Sollet.cc, which was loading for me recently, this is basically, okay, it was not loading at the moment, so that's a good thing, but this was, and there were many of them, it was an exact replica of Sollet.io, and somehow they were managed to get ads on Google, and people were coming here, depositing their seed phrase, and the funds were gone within minutes. And that's just the unfortunate issue with that. Okay, so we know not to put our seed phrase into any website. There's another thing that we'd never put into a website, and that is our private key. So in this wallet, we can always create more wallets by going to Add Connect Wallet, create a new wallet. And this has a different address, but it still has the exact same seed phrase. If we went and verified it, it has the same seed phrase. And we could do this with 20, 30, I don't even know what the max limit of wallets is, but plenty. Now, each one of these has their own individual private key. So this private key will also allow access to your crypto. If someone has that, they have access to your crypto. If you give them your public address, the only thing they have access to is knowing how much crypto you have. So if someone asks for your public address, you don't have to give it to them. But if you're, say, anonymous, you're like a turtle on the internet with the name Tim Tam or something like that, it's unlikely that they're going to know who you really are. If you give them their public address, that's fine. Or if there's technical difficulties, a moderator may say, what is your public address? And they can kind of work it out. But they're never going to ask for your private key, and they're never going to ask for your seed phrase. It's very rare that someone's going to ask for your seed phrase, and the only time it's probably going to happen is if the person's like a security consultant, you've lost crypto, and you've met with the person in person, maybe in a company, you know they're legitimate, and they're just trying to work out if there's anything that can be recovered, or maybe something like that. But in general, you're never ever giving your seed phrase to anyone. I know I've repeated this, but like I said, twice a day, I unfortunately get people that have lost their crypto. So the other thing to note is it's a very good idea to have a ledger, and you can get a ledger, and you can connect the hardware wallet here, and then you can have a ledger account. So I'm going to go and pretend that I've got a ledger account. This is not a ledger account, but we're going to call it a ledger. Now, let's say most of our funds are on our ledger. With our ledger, we may go and use that to stake some Solana. So we quite easily send a bit of Solana. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, Solana. Send to our ledger. And then this might be where we're staking it, or this might be where we keep all of our long-term coins that we want to hold value, and that we're not going to just kind of buy, sell, farm on Radium or whatever. And that's what we'd keep in our ledger. Now, when we wanted money to go and spend on, say, the latest NFT craze, then we're going to set up a separate wallet. So we're never going to use our ledger, because if something like what happened with that Rox NFT drop, if that happened again and you're going to prove it on your ledger, all of your funds would be drained and there'd be nothing you could do. So you're never doing that. You're going to be safe, you're going to help others, and you're going to be really secure. So instead, what you do is you go Add Connect Wallet, create new wallet, and I don't know, maybe this is like a new freaking Happy Rox NFT play. Now, I personally love DGN apes, and that's where, I have a DGN ape. And, but many people are going to go and ape into things which are rubbish, and that's fine. It's their money. But at the very least, work out if, let's say, the cost of one rock is 1 Sol, you might say, okay, I want to spend 4 Sol, in which case you'd go to your ledger, and we'll pretend there's 4 Sol in here. And then from there, actually, we'll just put 4 Sol in there. Here we are. We've got our Solana in our ledger, pretend ledger, or maybe this is just a hot wallet. Maybe this is just wallet number 1. Either way, we might decide we're going to spend 3 or 4 Sol on the Happy Rox program. So we'd go and send Sol, and we'd send it into the Happy Rox. That way, if there was any sort of scamming, happen with any NFT or any sort of decentralized app, anything on Solana whatsoever, we would know the maximum amount of money we would lose is this amount, because they can only access the private key of this one wallet. They cannot go and take money from these other wallets. So it doesn't matter if in 2 weeks you've got 15 different wallets and they all say NFT dogs or whatever. It doesn't matter. After you've done the transaction, what you can basically do is, I'll just demonstrate something. I've just briefly connected to Radium.io just to show you. After you've done some sort of NFT drop, you would go into your settings. You don't have to do this, but this is a recommended step. Into your trusted apps, and you would go either turn off auto approve, or ideally both, turn off revoke. And that way there's nothing that can kind of happen at this stage. And then you might have your NFT sitting in NFT dogs, and you may transfer that back into your Ledger account, and you may transfer the Solana back into your main wallet to go again. And that would be the safest way to do things, and you're not risking any more than what you're comfortable risking. So annoyingly, to reiterate, your private key is derived from your seed phrase. Your seed phrase has one lot of 12 or 24 words, normally 12 words these days. A ledger has 24. And from there, you can create multiple wallet addresses in Phantom, and each one's going to have its own private key. If you give someone the seed phrase or the private key, they have access to your crypto. If they take it, it's all over. It's not coming back. So we do not give out those things. And whenever we're doing something on a new platform or something we don't fully trust, we're going to do it very, very safely. We're going to use different wallets. So we're only risking a very small amount of capital. Okay, so now I have withdrawn all of the crypto other than about $7.64 out. So we're going to go and we're going to grab our recovery phrase. I'm going to see how long it takes for these guys to scam. See if they do it within minutes. Proceed. All right. Success. You have successfully validated your wallet. The person thinks, oh, we're all sorted. They even have a bloody chatbot down here, which email and Telegram. We won't follow up on that for now. We'll see. We'll come back to it in a sec. Okay, so we've come to the Degenerate Ape Academy because this is where I think there's going to be a lot of people getting targeted over the next kind of few weeks, few months. It all depends how crazy Solana goes. So what are we looking for when we're seeing if someone is basically, trying to scam us? So you probably be in maybe chat and you might say, I've got a problem, post it down here, and someone would DM you. Now, it's not normal for a mod or someone on the team to send you a direct message. It is possible, of course, but let's say it happens. What can we do? So let's say, let me find someone. Okay, so one really good thing about DGen Apes is they have really good bots and good mods to get rid of scammers. So it's kind of hard to even show you what that look like. But nevertheless, I'm going to use another mod from another channel because you won't mind. So we come into the search function, and let's say this person's DM'd you and their name is Keith. We'll click on from, and we'll type in their name, and it'll come up with Keith. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on them, and you're going to see if there are plenty of messages, right? If there's plenty of messages, then the person, this is 50 messages, the person's kind of been active in the channel. Like if we go to Phantom quickly, I've come into Phantom, and I have no idea if this person is a scammer. Most likely not, but nevertheless, I've typed in AB0 and the same way, and they basically had no messages whatsoever. So you immediately, that the person's not active in the channel enough to actually, help you out. Another thing is everyone has their own color. So a moderator has this purple color. The team has red. It all changes depending on the server. These legendary apes have yellow. And then a normal user just has They normally just have this this kind of gray color, and then some of them have this green color. So let's say, as an example, that this starts to heat up again, and Toasty is probably the most active mod. And you'd click in here, you'd click on user, you'd start typing in Toasty, and when things get really active and there's a lot of scams around, they will copy the profile picture and they will copy the name. They'll just change one number. You'll see this all the time. So you'll go in there and you'll verify, and you need to double check. Is it Toasty 8646 or is it Toasty 8464 or whatever? Now, if we clicked on the real mod, we search, we see there's, over 8,000 posts. So this guy is very active. This is a legitimate guy. The other thing is we could come into the Academy offices and we could right click on them, click on profile, and it shows the full name. So then if we want to, we could copy that, go back into user, paste, and push enter, and then we see all of the results. So just be aware that that is what they're going to do. That's a major tactic that they do. Just come to the Phantom server again, but also remember that they will change their name and they'll make it characters like this. So it's actually harder to look up unless you know how to do it or you copy it. So this guy's Kansu chat support. And as soon as basically it was tagged, or as soon as he wasn't able to actually scam this guy, Dezo, straight away, Dezo managed to work out that the guy had changed his name, and it was this guy, Finito. And this Finito guy, he managed to scam a couple of people. I had to unfortunately speak to them and help them work out how to get back a little bit of their crypto, because the scammer wasn't brilliant at taking it all. But there are the sort of things that you have to be so vigilant about, unfortunately. Now I've come back to my wallet here. 10 minutes ago, I gave them the seed phrase and they have not taken it. So they're not a super active team. I guess only when they're scamming is someone actually watching the website to see what seed phrases they get. So there is always a potential, a little bit of a chance that they haven't checked it. But ideally, you're never ever going to be putting your seed phrase into that, ever. I know I've said this so many times. I know it's annoying to hear it so many times, but I'm still going to have probably even more and more people get scammed. And as soon as they message me or they message any other person in the team or any other moderator, there is nothing we can do other than educate you. So that's what we're doing. I'm just educating you, and then please educate the next person and the next person. And if you need to watch this video at 1.5x speed, or I'll put in some timestamps, that's completely fine. But just make sure that you are being safe. So in closing, your seed phrase, your private key, it's never given to anyone. If someone seems legitimate, it doesn't matter. If they have a Patreon, if they have a YouTube, you're still never giving them anything. You're never lending them crypto or anything. If it's your own personal friend in real life, it's a different story potentially. I'm never going to DM you for money. No one on the team is ever going to DM you for money whatsoever. So we know that. We know that's clear. And the only other important thing is to remember that there's going to be a lot of NFT drops, and they're going to be these sort of pixelated things. Maybe you think that's cool art or not. It's not. It's, art is individual. I don't think it's that cool, but nevertheless, it doesn't really matter. If you're going to go into something like this, you're going to create a new wallet. You're not going to use your ledger, and you will invest in a ledger for your main assets. And you're going to only allocate a small amount of whatever you're going to allocate. It's going to be in a separate, distinct wallet. And hopefully, only 1 in 100 is a big scamming, application. But it's probably going to be more than that because of the nature of blockchain and the nature of greedy people. So just be aware, and just please keep your crypto safe, help others, make sure that if there's any scamming going on, you take a screenshot and you bring it to a mod's attention, you post it in a report in Bad Ape, and then they'll quickly, generally just kind of delete the messages, quickly investigate the person, and then they'll ban them. But they will re-enter under new accounts. So be vigilant, always be vigilant. And hopefully within a few years, even though they will upskill, we'll get to the point where too many people know how to spot a scammer and we'll be safe. Anyway, good luck with your future NFT drops. Good luck with DGN apes and everything. And remember, when you are buying anything on the secondary market, check in the Discord group and find out the official channels. So for example, Solana art is where you would buy a DGN ape. That's the only place at the moment where you'd buy it. If we jump into the DGN Ape Academy, there's also a really important announcement section, which is here on the left-hand side. Click on announcements. When you're in here, you'll see this is where you want to kind of check every time you need more information, because this is where the information will be. And as this post says, yesterday or earlier today, there was issues with Solana art where they were somehow allowing fakes to be listed on Solana art. And so we need to check the metadata authority. And if you don't know how to do that, you just put it in chat and someone will be able to link it. Anyway, stay safe. Thanks for watching. And please keep helping others. Thanks. Bye.